Alright, I shall continue. I shall continue forth. Alright, we'll play another game. Simply try to catch another person here. Alright. ER stranger. Or stranger. Okay, same thing. People have been going E4. I will just continue with C6. Thank you for following, Mr. Today I woke up. And once again, glad you woke up. You hate the Caro Pebu? Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I think the Caro Khan is a very, very, very solid opening for people. Sub 2000, you know. I will go like this. C6, D5. It's very solid, and one of the biggest things here is I'm really wanting people, really hoping that people that are struggling to kind of improve their elos, people that usually come on my channel, I'm really hoping that if they see me play the same things and I just stick to what I'm saying, just play solid, develop your pieces, try not to blunder, which is easier said than done, you will be able to win more games. Here, they might want to play something like the Alien Gambit, that we'll see. I will take this because this is what I like to play. We're probably not going to get a tactic hour, but we're going to find out shortly. I will still continue to play the way I normally play anyway, because it's very, very common. Maybe I shouldn't be doing the tactic hour in the speed run. I'm not quite sure in the slow run. I will do it anyway. Main line, if they take, the idea is they want to double my pawns. And you might say, oh, but isn't that really bad? Well, it depends on how I play it. Okay, so they want to go for an Alien Gambit. Normally, I like to play this. And in fact, maybe I should still play this. I'm deciding what I should play in the speedrun. I think I might, sorry, in slow run, I think, so maybe I'll alternate. Maybe sometimes I'll play H6 and teach people, at least at this rating, it definitely gets tricky, what I would like to do to play against this move, against, Knight of 7. Because a lot of people play into this, and I think at this rating range, it's quite dangerous if you're maybe not super tactically sharp, if maybe you're just going to miss certain things, or if you're not confident playing against somebody who's being overly aggressive. And the Alien Gambit is it's a very aggressive opening. Very aggressive gambit, I should say. I mean, you're sacrificing a knight. So usually, or sometimes I might consider playing H6. I'm going to play what I normally do, which does throw off a lot of people, and I think it's probably not a bad idea. It's twofold. One, develop a piece. So just bringing out the bishop, attacking the queen. And then there's a few moves for them which is not good. A few moves for white which is not good, which are not good. Jeez, I'm so tired, my English is not working. And a few moves which are even worse, and then some moves which are okay. So this move is clearly not a wonderful move, because even though it's blocking the bishop, it is moving the f-pawn. So it looks like it's kind of semi-symmetrical, right? Because I have a pawn over here and they have a pawn over here, but it's not the same. Why is it not the same? Because this is a c-pawn, this is an f-pawn. So what I will do now simply is I'm going to actually just move the piece back. Why am I moving this way, and why am I not moving to f5, by the way? f5, so bishop f5 does not defend f7 if they want to sack. If they want to sacrifice, if my bishop is on h5, I can still defend. Well, Pabu, bro, what do you think this is supposed to be? Bro, I will ban you, sir. I will ban you. The stuff, man. All right. This, they're just pushing a pawn. Not great. The king is very weakened here. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't just bring it back to g6. I assume they're either going to go here or they're going to push again. It'll be one or the other, I most certainly. Yes, if they go h4, to be honest, I can probably just go h6. Okay. Okay. Not quite certain. Lots of moves I would consider here. One, e6, and just say, okay. I don't know what they're going to get up to. I don't think they're threatening to really take on b8. It wouldn't be good. It looks like it's a nice snug square over there, but I don't think that's good either. Probably I'm just going to go h6. Why? Because I want to see what they're going to do. They're either going to go back here, or they're going to take on f7. If they take on f7, it might look weird, like I'm missing an h pawn, sorry, the f pawn, and my bishop is on g6. But here it's safe, or safer, I should say, because the bishop will be replacing the pawn. So why not? Today I woke up, I'm telling you, bro, like earlier, man, beginning of this slow run, I was like pretty shocked actually. Sorry, I'm not sure what your rating is, by the way, and if you'd like to add me on my my main account, feel free to add me. Yes. Also, just to clarify, I'm not sure if if you called an ad or something before, but yes, I am only doing this slow run knowing that they will be getting their ratings back. This one was an authorized account. All right, so now they have to go back, and if we look at this, is what it is. It's not ideal, and this is also weak. They're going to have to probably castle long if they want any chance of not losing here. And not necessarily the best moves, but main considerations, e6. Then maybe I have to worry about this. They probably actually want to push this anyway, but then I'll just take. Knight d5 immediately, just seeing what they want to do with this bishop. Knight d7, I'm pretty sure knight d7 is a move I will play. And because I am trying to really hammer home that you don't want to move pawns for no reason. If we just look at this visually, this looks better for black because, like, what are they doing over here? I'm just deciding if there's anything better first. Because, like, knight d5, they push. You know what? I'm not even going to calculate once again. I'm just going to bring another piece into the game. Snails, bro, what do you mean? Of course I will. Just maybe not right this second. 2400 blitz, very nice, man, very nice. Okay, so if I take here, they actually have to take back with the knight. Oh no, that's not true. Never mind. All right, I don't see any reason why I wouldn't take this pawn. It does open up my h file. I could also consider going here, but after they take, would I really take? I'm not sure. I don't see any reason not to take this. Anyway, we'll see what happens here. Snails, man, I'm not done with my main account. It's just like I'm so sleepy, bro. I've barely slept for 3 days. It's like this is one of the perfect times. And also, how long do you think it'll take me to get to 2000? Probably not a crazy amount of time considering how much I play. Yes, like I'm sure I'll be alternating here and there. I'm not going to do my own, like a week. It depends. So like it depends on how long, like how much of each of my streams is taken up by the slow run and how much of it's taken up by other stuff too. Because like in an 8 to 10 hour stream, I'm not going to be doing probably only rapid games. Otherwise, yes, it would. I'm not sure. We'll see. I don't think I'll lose a huge amount of games until like mid 1000, like 1500 maybe ish. Who knows? Sometimes people, it's much harder to win then. Anyway, we'll see. I'll still be using my other account. Okay, so let's review. I guess they decided they didn't want to play. Could have started from 1500. Oh, of course, but so Snails, bro. One of the reasons I started from only 100 here is because I think this is a lot of people who watch this channel. They might be between 100 and something to 500 elos, 1000 elos. So the whole idea is really just to show that even at 100 and even at 1000, I'm gonna follow mostly the same principles and develop pieces. Don't push things for no reason like pawns. Try not to blunder. Double check moves when you need to double check. You don't need to know opening theory completely to get things done. And yes, just castle, be safe, and you'll probably win games. So that's kind of the whole idea. Just trying to help people, just trying to be educational. That's the only reason. Pabu cast fireball. Oh geez. I don't have any fireballs, unfortunately, Pabu. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying, unfortunately, but okay. All right, let's have a quick look. So I actually kind of like Alien Gambit, but I really don't know how appropriate it is for rapid. Yeah, so here, this is just what I like to play. It's not the best move. I do know how to play this. I do know how to play this if I want to. It's not a big deal. Usually it's just this, and then either here or the bishop, usually bishop. And then, at some stage, people don't always trade. They usually, what do people even like to do here? I can't even remember. Is it this straight away, I think? No, it's not a straight away. I can't actually remember, to be honest. Oh, do people go back? No, what's the best move? I actually can't remember. I'm so tired. Oh, they just take, of course. And then, yes, people develop, whatever. And I know at some stage you go c5. I think in a rapid game, I'm probably going to be able to defend this. I did lose in a rapid game to like a 2400-ish or something a while back, or 2500, I can't remember. They did get it over on me there, but in general, I have a pretty good chance in defending. But in Blitz and Bullet, it's a very tricky opening, because to be able to figure this stuff out, if you don't know it on the fly, it gets pretty tricky. Yeah, so one thing I've just found, like even at 2000, 2100, 2200, whatever, I do frequently find that this move throws a lot of people out of theory after they start playing the Alien Gambit. And when I do this, I've shown the lines on my stream before, and I won't go into it now, but this is usually what I expect. And then after this, when people decide to go into this, it's already bad for white. If I take as well, and they take this way, it's even worse for white. It is almost negative. Yeah, it ends up being, the computer will end up saying like -2.5. Then there's two main choices. White usually tries to be sneaky and go for this rook. And when you let them do that, it's even worse for white. And you say, but why? You're losing in exchange because of the check. Correct. I am losing in exchange. Still even worse. Just positionally, it's very easy for black to play. And it's just something that catches a lot of people off guard. And you might be saying to yourself, oh, but they're up. They have a whole knight over here. The point is you use the time to bring your pieces out. Sorry, I think is it this right away? Yes. You bring your pieces out, and it's hard for white to find good squares for their pieces too. Usually this happens because they want to get in this way. They want to get the knight out this way. You go like this. They take, you take. And then at some stage, let's just say rook there. I think it's right there right away. Okay, this stuff like this happens. When this bishop is just chilling, which is probably at some stage going to be replaced by this knight, and this guy is cooked. It can't go out this way. If it goes this way at all, it's just going to get captured. So let's just say, I'm just going to skip to a few moves here. Let's just pretend they end up doing this at some stage. Two pieces for a rook is almost, or quite commonly better than, yes, having the rook. Sorry, two pieces is quite commonly better than having a rook. I think that's also relatively overlooked based on this fact, but also the pieces itself matter too. So in this situation, they have a rook, hard to break through. Oh, this side's maybe a bit loosey-goosey, but this bishop is super strong, and if for some reason they trade it off, this knight will be untouchable except for by a rook, because there's no pawn. So the structure alone is why it ends up being really good for black. And then let's just say I'll make some moves. I'll just bring in another piece. This ends up being it just ends up being really easy to play, really straightforward. Well, I won't say really easy, but relatively straightforward. So that's why I like going into this, because half of the options are just bad for white if they go into it with knight c3. Sorry, knight f3. And then this as well, the other option is this, and they take with the queen. Still also better for black. This usually happens, you block, they develop. And then this is one of the times when you would go to the rim, because after the next move, which is usually attacking this pawn, you actually jump back this way, and this defends a pawn. I won't go into too much of it here, but this happens a lot. And then this as well, pretty straightforward to play comparatively. You might get a knight here at some stage. You do want to probably get rid of this bishop. Otherwise, it's, quite easy to play compared to some of the other lines in the regular Alien Gambit. Yes, here sometimes what people have done against me is they either go knight f3, and then sometimes I might go h6, and like an NM I played against, and I actually did win the game as well in a rapid game. They decided to go, so it ended up looking something like this, I think. It was like this pretty much, and this is also still some stuff, but it can be tricky if you're not comfortable playing it. I will be honest, in that game, I definitely got a little lucky in the time pressure, but they used quite a lot of time, and which is probably the main reason I managed to swindle that one in the time pressure was because I think it threw them off after some of this stuff. But yeah, so you usually don't want to move the f pawn in the opening. You can see the eval jump. It's like equal and a teeny bit better for white, for black. So yes, I don't want to overdo these explanations here, but I don't know how useful some of this stuff is. But yes, here I just go back. You can see as they're just pushing pawns, eval's slightly jumping towards black. It's just trending. And then here they bring out the bishop. It's not great to bring the bishop this way. Here it actually does make sense to then probably follow it through because h4, h5, I do have to make some other choices. So like h4, h6, if they go here anyway, which is kind of what I thought. Actually, no, sorry, they can't take, I just realized. All right, I'm getting things mixed up. But yes, definitely better for black. All right, let's continue on. Now I've just decided to kick the knight, and if we just look at this once again visually, all their rooks are kind of chilling on the back rank, and I have two pieces that are semi-active and very easy to develop. I wouldn't go here because this kind of allows them to trade. Oh yes, queen b6 as well makes sense, but I'm also trying to illustrate not bringing your queen out too early, even if it is the best move. I didn't know it was, but I think it's better not to usually. And I guess they just decided to resign, maybe because I don't know. I'm not actually sure if they just didn't like their position or if they, don't know. It doesn't say I'm streaming on this account, I don't think. But yeah, here we can see like I have some nice squares, easy to bring out the queen, rook d8 or rook c8. You know, after e6, I get the bishop out this way somehow if I need to. I probably wouldn't castle, but my king is definitely safer than their king. And funnily enough, once again, it's always around this eval when I leave this opening in one of these variations. It's almost always like negative 2.5 for some reason. I'm not sure. I don't even know if they sacked a knight here yet. No, they didn't. All right, so there's not much, I guess, to speak about with that game.